The district of Lice in southeast Turkey is where the first shots were fired 30 years ago in the conflict between the Kurdish rebel group, the PKK, and the Turkish state. But peace had returned to these lands thanks to a government-initiated peace process with the rebels. Now that peace is under threat. Ahmet, too afraid to show his face on camera, points to the place where earlier this month a peaceful protest against the building of a nearby military outpost turned fatal.
This is where our friend Ramazan was shot. They were protesting against the new military bases and dams. People came here for a democratic protest, but they were shot.
2 people died that day. The deaths caused outrage among many Kurds, and demonstrations turned violent in towns and cities across the region. Several soldiers are now under investigation for the shootings. The killings have put under scrutiny the building of large, sophisticated military bases across the predominantly Kurdish region. According to state figures, 114 have already been built and 166 are under construction. Protests are still continuing, and with the peace process stalled, some Kurdish rights activists are increasingly questioning the sincerity of the government.
These military bases are a place for death. They are a place of evil, not of goodness. If Prime Minister Erdogan wants our well-being and loves us, why isn't he building factories, hospitals, and schools here?
But the ruling AK party is questioning the intentions of the PKK, accusing the rebels of taking advantage of the peace process.
In many places, the bases are just being renewed. The process of this is not about creating a war situation. What was the peace process built on? The first condition was disarmament and the guerrillas to go outside the borders. But not even 20% of the PKK militants went outside the border.
In a surprise move on Thursday aimed at diffusing tensions, Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan introduced into parliament a legal package to enhance the peace process. Kurds see the future of the military building program as an important test of the government's commitment to peace, says this pro-Kurdish legislator.
Asking for peace and then building military bases are the biggest contradiction in the world.
Speaking to the crowd, Suriye Önder promised that if the peace process continues, the PKK leader, Abdullah Öcalan, who's been held in a Turkish prison, would be freed next year to address them in his place. Observers say that hope remains the most powerful force that will keep the Kurds committed to the peace process. Dorian Jones for VOA News, Diyarbakir, southeast Turkey.